All right, so this is the Courts of the Lords of the Expanse, Part 10. Now we're the first nine, we're just getting there. So you know it's good.
Are we there yet?
If everyone's on roll 20, you're going to be able to see a map of the Tapani sector and the Expanse itself. So you can see, if you look at the map, just to orient yourselves, you see down at the very bottom is Fondor, which is just sort of barely a part of everything. And then you see everything in the red that's the free worlds, and the rest is the expanse. And what I put in the blue circle there is Procopia, which is the capital. It has sort of where the government is, like right here, which is composed mainly of the lords of the different houses. Yeah, it's more of like an oligarchy in practice. And here's Obulette, the head of the Mecetti province and the Mecetti. What do you call it? What are you all? The Mecetti noble house. There you go. And that is where you are now. So, you left Fondor in a much different state than when you arrived. And when you arrived to Obulette, namely, you guys all got fast tracked to the Mecetti house compound, and you saw a pretty wild party as you were landing. Now, to just give you a little bit more context, let's move over here. So this is Obulette itself. There are a number of different moons circling it. It is a planet that is almost always in twilight between the different moons and the way that it circles around its sun. Most of there's not a lot of bright sunny days or sunny parts of the days. It almost feels like a perpetual twilight, but not a lot of dark nights, not a lot of sunny days. There are a number of has a fleet of a number of Victory class Star Destroyers, and these things around it are the torpedo spheres that are also in Fondor. And here is a better look at the House Mecetti compound. It is big, palatial, combining sort of older architecture mixed with new. So you all landed at a landing area that's connected to this on sort of the other side of the island. You got there, and there is sort of a huge party going on right now. I know we've normally done recaps, but I don't know if people have enough to say. If do people want to do a quick recap of sort of where your character's at? Mentally, because we know.
I'm okay with just moving on here.
We stopped Calamos from becoming the Emperor and instead instituted Octavian Grant in his rightful place, basically running the Tapani sector. Then we show up and found out that Rem is into some freaky stuff.
Perfect. Anybody else have any quick takes on what's happened, or where their character or where they're at mentally?
He is currently deleting all the parenting and child development content off his data pad. For real.
Wait, why? Why is that?
That escalated quickly.
He's just like, maybe it's not for me. I'm out.
Did you wait? Where's the
Katira can
kids?
take all the kids.
The kids wanted to hang out with Auntie Katira.
Yeah, that's over.
Oh, so you stole the kids?
I'm gonna start a group called the Shattered Hand, and it's just a whole bunch of children that feel.
Why are they the shattered hand? Is it because you're smacking their hands?
No, it's a World of Warcraft reference because I miss Drew, and I feel like she would appreciate that my pickpocket group is, somewhat in honor of her because it's exactly what she wouldn't want me to do.
Perfect.
And I think there's only one more kiddo that Rusty is cool with. Everyone else left him, so Rusty's just gonna wing it.
Okay, so the rest of the kids are dead to you, and you've just got the one.
I'm not even gonna worry about this one.
Okay.
I turned out all right. I never died.
All right. Okay. So, as there's this huge party going on, so Rim, you you said last time this is the festival of LeBeau, but this is taking it to the extreme. This is a mega party that you would probably associate with House Barnaba rather than Mecetti.
Okay.
Not that it's suspicious. It's more like, wow, this is like people are going all out. But before any of
As
you
I return.
Well, before any of you could really start approaching this, the party itself, you are confronted by this individual who looks tiny. Let's see if I can make them bigger. Can you see that person?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. She makes a beeline towards Rim and all of you and says, "Okay, before anyone sees you, let's get out of here." Rim, you know this person. This person is from your past.
What is my relationship to this woman?
Let's roll a d6 for this.
Oh.
This is a former flame of yours, and so 5 out of 6, I would say that you probably had a relationship at some point.
Okay. What's her name? Did you mention her name?
You know her name is Belle.
Belle. I want to say, hold on, Belle. I just got here.
She says, and that's the problem. Come with me before anyone gets a sight of any of you. Okay, so she kind of.
Why does this not surprise me, Rem?
So she herds you down a hallway and brings you into sort of a private room where she can talk to all of you. And says, she says, as soon as I saw the hollows of what happened on Fondor, I thought you might be involved. And she looks at Rim, and she says, you might not know me. You may know me. She starts looking to the rest of you and says, but you don't quite know what you've done to the Expanse right now.
Made it better.
I've got a pretty good idea.
Well, people are saying that this is the second coming of the Tapani Empire. We have Grant. It's being announced that Grant has finally gained control over Fondor and has their ships added to our own. This is
That's true. Yeah.
this is a little problematic in some cases. It's awakened the sense of nationalist pride, and you could say people are a little overly excited. If you just look around you. So,
more ships in our fleet. I don't see how that can be a bad thing.
Overexcited is an understatement. That man had no pants on.
Yeah, he didn't, did he? I'm an advocate for moderation. I think that if even though I am let's see, even though I am not House Mecetti myself, I am part of the Three House Alliance. But I prefer a little bit moderate. It's never seemed to work out well when one house has all the power. And now, for the first time in hundreds of years, we will be celebrating a triumph. The literal triumph of Grant coming back here. So we'll be doing the celebration. Just pause real quick. You guys get what I mean? Like triumph, like a Roman Empire triumph, like when a general comes back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she says, we haven't done this in hundreds of years. I'm not quite sure how it's all going to go down, but that's going to happen right before the Overlord Sector's ball, which should be pretty crazy this year. So,
you guys normally hand out like great titles at these triumphs?
Yes.
All right, like this.
So she says, all of you, people know who all of you are here. People do their research on other people. And people you meet, you probably shouldn't trust anybody, and you should assume that everyone knows who you are and have done their background on you, and will be trying to convince you of one thing or another. Like, admittedly, I am now. But I want you all to make sure you know what you're doing when you go in and start talking to these people. Now, she hands out, she gives her comlink frequency or whatever comm channel, and then she looks at Rim and points at him and says, I'll talk to you later. And I'll find you.
Will.
And so she leaves.
Will.
So it does sound like the party's dying down a little bit. You can try to rejoin it. You can try to look for other people. You can take this moment as a little bit of a respite and think about what you might want to do here, because really your only priority that has actually been given to you is just attend this ball. You don't have hey, find a secret contact. You don't have, stop anything.
Aren't we supposed to stay relatively anonymous when we attended the ball too?
Yeah, but I think that's blown now because you guys were so involved in this, this scheme, this thing that happened, and I think that's kind of, that ship has sailed. But really, the only weight that you have on your shoulders is attending this ball and trying probably not to embarrass yourselves. So you can really do whatever you want here. You probably have, let's say you have a full week to do things before the ball happens, and we'll go through a couple of those days. But it's kind of like, what would your characters want to do here? You're in the Mecetti compound. You're all honored guests here. You could leave. You can go talk to people. You don't need specifics, but it's more like, would your character want to start hobnobbing? Would your character want to, start researching things? Would they want to go exploring? Would they want to try to find somebody to give them more information? These are all, just trying to think of where your characters are at and what they'd want to do. Or maybe they just want to, take a nap.
Well, I feel like Rem's been trying to get some good whiskey for basically since he's been in this game, so I feel like that's the first thing Rem would do.
Rem would probably have, well, let's see. Would Rem have established quarters here? I don't know, roll a d6.
I mean, I would think so, right?
I mean, it depends on how you left. Do you think if you're, yep, okay.
Well,
they just...
Well, didn't I like roll a thing that said everybody was super happy to see me?
Yes, but it's more like, but were they also happy to see you go? Like, has your reputation changed because of your involvement with Fondor? But you still do have a quarters here. So you probably have some whiskey in your old quarters, but you could also just go to the bar.
I mean, do I have a local bar?
Oh, there's several bars inside the compound.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Let's go to the one with the best whiskey, please.
Okay. So Rim's gonna beeline it for the best whiskey in the compound. I do like, for everyone else, it may appear that Rim is going to go get some whiskey after talking to his ex, but Rim just wants to drink. What do other people want to do while they're in the Expanse and or in the Mecetti compound? And again, it doesn't have to be specific, but generalities would help.
But Katira would probably want to reach out to New Javis and see if she could get somebody in kind of the interim to give her more detailed instructions on and knowledge on like who's who, excuse me, who's who, faux pas, how to eat at a formal event and behave around the aristocracy and all that stuff. And I will, excuse me, I believe that'd be like a cultures guild. So I will put my cultures Tapani is currently at 5D. Oh, that's the specialized, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be 8 to go to 6, and then let's put I'll put 8 points in and go to 6D on cultures Tapani, and kind of I don't know.
You'll put
get a.
Wait, are you at your
8 character points? I'm at 5D, so it should be 9, right?
Yeah, it should be 9.
Yeah, so 9 character points to go to 60 in cultures Tapani, and then I don't know, like.
Okay, so that sounds. So the first thing you're gonna do is contact. Sorry, I what was her name again? She's the person that
Malvesa Calypsa.
Malvesa Calypsa. That is right. I remember. I was trying to find her. I'm like, how do I find her? But I can't remember her name. Yeah, you're in really good standing with her. So what you're going to do is reach out and. Have you seen the new image I made for her?
Mm-mm. Oh, nice. She's like a young Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so what you're going to do is reach out to her and then ask for, hey, give me insiders information on, how to act.
Who to avoid and, the whole play a little bit of elitist games.
Perfect. What do other characters want to do?
So this is Grant's homeworld where he's from?
Yes, it's not only his homeworld, it is his this is his home. I don't know if it's actually his home planet. I would assume so. But he is of House Mecetti, and he's been to this compound dozens, if not hundreds of times.
Okay. I'm going to go around and try to just interview around so I can sort of try to develop a psych profile on him. So I can try to determine whether he's actually going to be loyal to the Republic or if he's going to start another mini empire out here with all the ships that he's acquired.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead. I would say that would be like an investigation.
And it's knowledge?
Yep. Okay.
Dan.
So you get you get a lot of crazy responses as you sort of go through and make your way through what remains of the party. The party's sort of breaking up right now. You see some people, heading back to rooms. Some people are still out there, and those are the people that you're surveying. And you get some things, some interesting responses from people like, oh, the Republic is fine for cleaning up the bureaucratic nightmare that the Empire was, but it's really up to us, those who are born to rule, to create the culture that will revitalize the galaxy. And that's from a noble lord who just is probably drank too much.
I'm like, Yep, heard that before.
You have one person that won't talk to you because they say they don't fraternize with aliens.
Yep, heard that before.
Let's see. You also see, someone says Republic or Imperial or a new Tapani fleet. All those military buffoons don't realize that war is nothing unless you have personal honor. You might as well just have an army of droids.
Might as well.
You get a couple other similar things. If one thing that strikes out, you feel like some of these people don't see a huge, they don't seem to really respect the New Republic or the Empire. The main thing that you get from most of the people is you're talking to nobles who think that they are absolutely better than people. And I mean, you could surmise that if these are Grant's people, maybe he's similar.
Okay, I'll ponder that one. Who's left? Katira? Hello?
I think we got.
No, I talk.
Yeah, we have
Rusty,
Bota, Jimmy. Oh wait, Jimmy, I forgot that you have Sparky here, right?
I think he responds to James.
Jawa James, you have, well, in Sparky's full name, Sparkles McDroid.
Wait, sorry, I was on mute. Sparkles McDroid, reporting in. Wait, what? No, Sparky would definitely be here. I was actually going to say, Jawa Jimmy would be interested in, like, he knows the origin of this bot, but does he see or know of any other androids like it? Because the whole thing was like, this was a incredibly special, android. And he's curious to know if anyone else would recognize this particular bot.
So, let's say that the droid was okay. So let's yeah, go.
You're asking if people would recognize that particular bot. People would be not recognizing your particular species.
I mean, I don't think they recognize any alien with a silent eye, let alone one as short as me.
I like how you've diverged so much further from being just a Jawa. I don't even. I now routinely imagine you as like having your little metal hat on and your weird little tuxedo robe.
I mean, that's how I look at him every time. It's like, hey, he has a skin on. Why is he the best dressed character of all the group? Well, he got tired of being in rags all the time.
Get some fancy jet. So if Bell, so I didn't do this because I didn't think of Sparky being in the room. But if Sparky was in the room, Bell would have been. Let's say she didn't see it till she walked out, because if she had saw that, she would have jumped and maybe thrown a knife or something at the droid.
Wait, what?
because that droid, that's an assassin droid. So you might want to. I mean, you might want to put some. I don't know. You might want to think of. People are going to be scared, like running away, like Frankenstein's monster. Running, like if he starts just walking down the hallways, people are gonna start screaming.
Sorry, out of character. I think that would be hilarious, just to have Joe and Jimmy be clueless, like just has an assassin droid just walking around, but like, oh my god, it's a robot, it's gonna kill us all. Just taking little drinks. Oh, this is nice, and just like going about his business.
I mean,
just no care in the world.
If you followed Rim to the whiskey, I mean, Rim, you know this droid. You know this type of droid. This is an assassin droid that sort of costs a lot. So it would be like how fancy it is, and it would be almost a status symbol to have someone try to have that kill you, but is also scary. Like if people saw that, everyone has a lot of secrets here. They might all be afraid, but Rim might think it's funny.
I mean, I think Rem thinks it's kind of cool. Like he views it as a bodyguard kind of thing. So he's like, "Oh yeah, I got this badass bodyguard that everyone's afraid of."
So if
none of my enemies are gonna come mess with me.
If you bring
they call them Sparkles.
If you bring him with you, so John Jimmy, if you follow Rim to whiskey, as you guys walk out of the room, everyone you see starts like running away. Someone screams and drops their glass and runs away. Someone throws a chair at Sparky. Let's roll a d6 and see how Sparky reacts to that.
Let's see here.
I feel like Sparky's also a little bit in flux. He's got his whole personality matrix loaded into this assassin droid body.
Let's see.
Finally, I've been waiting for this for forever. Free from that astromech cage.
Don't be a one. Okay, good. Thank God it's two.
Sparky electrocutes that guy, and he falls down, and you all keep walking.
Sorry. It's just that it's like, yeah, Sparky will do Sparky things. That's why I got his name.
All right. So you guys, I guess...
One whiskey, please.
Yeah, go into the whiskey bar. Let's see. So I think all I need now is Rusty and Bota.
So are most of the people here looking to be like dignitaries?
Most of the people here, this is the high lords and high nobles of the Mecetti house. And maybe a couple of there's two affiliated houses. Maybe you'll have a couple of those there as well, like Bell. But yeah, this is like a big. Think of it like as like a big, like a big house where the family and related people live and meet, hang out, eat, drink, party. So these are all.
Is there anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody wearing like any type of military regalia or anything like that?
A lot of people are. Well, but they're not wearing. Most of them aren't wearing them. I would say, right now, most people aren't really wearing them in proper dress code. Like, you see one guy who has like seemingly a general's shirt, but his gut hanging out a little bit. He's not. It's not buttoned up. He's sweating profusely, drinking a lot, and talking to a woman. There are there's a couple of people that are wearing military uniforms, but the night has sort of gotten away from them.
All right. I'm gonna pick the one that I think looks the most sloshed, and go up and try to say, I'm still a general, and that he should clean himself up, just putting a shame to the uniform.
Okay, let's see. What would that be? Would that be a intimidate? Or would that be
either that
or a command?
Let's see. What would I?
Or persuasion?
Yeah. Let's see if I could like bark out a command. See, what could I use? Persuade him that I'm actually military and this is no way to basically I'm gonna address him, so I'll try to use it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here.
I did forget one thing Katira will do after everybody else.
I'm always worried about that.
I am too.
Oh, roll your special again. Okay. 34. Okay, so wait, what did you really want to make him do? Did you want to make him feel bad?
I'm gonna see if I can get him into a nervous state where then I could like pump him for information or something afterwards, where he feels like obligated to like, basically straighten up, form line, and then I can then relax the conversation.
You're trying to insult him goad him into like trying to brag about whatever operation he's been in on, right?
Right. It's like, what kind of soldier is this that you can let yourself go, but then you call yourself a soldier? Where have you served that I could even recognize any of your accomplishments for what you're wearing across your chest? Looking at some of like the ribbons and medals he has.
All right. So he starts stammering. He goes, "Oh well," and he starts pointing to some of his medals. And he's like, I got this for never missing a practice session for our fencing club. And obviously I got this one for 0G landing, and this other one, and he starts naming off things, and you realize, this person has never actually served in any sort of combat capacity, and has all these medals that seem more like merit badges. But he feels like you are a real soldier, and is definitely he went from annoyingly hitting on this woman to now sort of being like real nervous and feels maybe he actually even feels a little threatened.
Is this a Mecetti scouts, or do you actually have a real purpose here?
Well, I don't come into your home and insult you.
You should wear those with honor and actually have meaning behind them rather than 0G landings and showing up to practice.
Well, I don't know how they do things where you're from, but I think I'll call it a night. And he starts trying to button up his shirt, but he's missed a couple of buttons, so it's not going on right. It's going on like crooked.
What house do you represent anyway?
What is this? Some kind of test here? Of course, Mecetti.
Then wear it with pride. Don't ever let me see you like this again.
So that's good advice. The woman he was talking to.
I'm gonna do like one of those little you stand up straight, see if he'll like pull himself up to like a position.
Sorry, what was that?
Like when an officer like stiffens up to see if his soldier will stiffen up into a salute position.
Oh, okay. You're trying to see if he'll do it back.
Yeah, like a fake.
Yeah, he tries to do it back, but does a weird thing with his left arm for a salute, which you're pretty sure is not any official military thing, and then he just sort of walks away. It's sort of like somebody who has never, crossed themselves, like, if you're Catholic and you're doing the cross, it's like someone trying to imitate that, but they've seen it maybe on hollows or something like that.
I love it.
So the woman he was talking to says, "Well, she says thank you. I thought he'd never leave."
It was more of a ruse for me than it was for you, but I'm glad you also got something out of it.
So I guess she says. So I guess we both enjoy seeing arrogant. What does she call him? Trying to remember the name. Powen, arrogant Norvals be humiliated. Norval is
plebs.
Yeah, Norval's a
plebeian.
Yep, exactly.
Pleb.
She says that was Colonel Rybit, by the way. I don't know if you've made an enemy there, but
that's okay. I made a mess of my life. What I said was the truth. You should be wearing it with pride and honor. He definitely wasn't doing the House Mecetti any favors.
She says, and why are you so proud to represent House Mecetti? You don't have the air or dialect of Tapani noble.
If we don't have culture and class, madam, what do we have?
She says, I'll continue to drink to that. And she gives you a little cheers.
Let me introduce you to my dear friend over here, Rusty.
I think it was Sparky.
Sparky.
The assassin. Have you met Rusty?
Because you about to.
Right.
As he's like chugging ice.
All right, Rusty, what do you say?
Says his name's Rusty, but I could be your plowman.
Oh, she goes, oh, God, no.
My whole statement about culture and classes went out the window.
She walks away. Well, actually, roll. If you're trying to flirt, roll persuasion flirt.
Wait, that's a skill?
Blaine used to specialize in it until he settled down.
I think it's this. Oh, that can't be right.
What?
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Tell me I did that right.
Are you?
That looks right.
Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this roll?
Wow.
3, 3, 6, 6, 6,
Hot
6,
damn.
Wait.
Well,
Of all the things, to roll that many special songs.
This
Come
is
on.
crazy.
I feel like this
All the
started
things.
with a like she's got this kind of domineering BDSM vibe going on, and now she's like, oh yeah, I look down on people, but you're different. This will be interesting.
This is not how the night was gonna go, bro.
All right.
I don't lie.
All right. Well, she is very. You know what? I said that she turned, but then she turns back around and says, "You know, I just remembered that Aqualish have a high threshold for pain. Is that is that true?"
well, yeah, with explosives. I think you're onto something, lady.
Well, I am feeling explosive.
Oh, jeez.
Well, let's have another drink and let's talk a little.
She says, "Absolutely," and she.
I think my work here is done.
she puts her arm through yours, and you lead her away.
I make sure to look at the rest of the team like, yo.
Oh my
I
gosh.
can't believe your roll. This is the best roll.
On this of all things.
Oh my gosh. It puts you in the heroic
Couldn't have been
territory.
like perfect blaster shot or like the punch in the thigh. It had to be a flirt.
Okay. So what is going to happen if you enter? I mean, she is going to be absolutely smitten with you. Her name is Jotai Wingard. She is a daughter of a baroness, and her you find out through pillow talk that her mom's very conservative. But her family has historically been This is her trying to be more open. Say, the family, aside from her mom, who's rather conservative, the rest of the family, is pretty open and modern and a little bit more cosmopolitan. Anyway, Jotai Wingard is she is. I'll generate a image, but unless you sort of break things off, she is going to probably keep pursuing Rusty.
I don't see any reason to break this off, guys.
So one thing, and I'll throw this out there, but at the so the last thing she says is, she asked if you have a date to the Overlord. She asked if you are attending the Overlord Sector's ball, and if so, do you already have a date?
Well, I plan to attend, and no, I do not have a date. I am available.
All right. Well, she asked if you'll go with her.
I would be submitted, little darling.
All right. Rusty is the first to get a date.
Little darling.
Boom.
Wait, was that the objective?
Rusty wins.
Guys, I'm gonna sit this one out. Tell me when you need something.
Joe, Jimmy and our head
I'll
has.
blow it up good.
Joe, Jimmy, and Rim have negative dates already. And Sparkles. Why does this droid have feelings?
What is my purpose? To pass butter. Oh my god.
Okay, so Katira, you said you wanted to do something real quick?
Yeah, so Jimmy walks through with a murder droid.
Yep.
Rem, calls all attention to himself because he's Rem. Bota berates some, potentially important general guy, while and Aqualish, I think everybody is amazed at what's happening there. And so with the distractions occurring, Katira will find, a mark and see what people around here carry around in their pockets.
Well, before you start trying to pickpocket, Malvissa Calypsa asked you about the Overlord Sector's ball, and says she hasn't found a suitable date yet.
I mean, are you asking like if I want to set you up with someone, or?
She's just throwing it out there. He says, no, it's just a problem I'm having. Just haven't found an appropriate date yet.
I mean, you could teach me about the Tapani cultures and, social limits and lines and things that are accepted or not. But, I mean, I haven't got a date either. And apparently exotic is on the menu.
She says, well, yeah, if neither of us have dates, that might be a perfect match.
Thank the maker.
All right. Katira is the second person to get a date. Jawa Jimmy, you could always go with Sparky, though. He could hold you in his arms and cradle you like a baby.
Poor Jimmy.
as everyone screams around you.
Rem is obviously going to go with Bella. Like, that's obviously going to be a thing that happens.
It could or it could not. You could meet her later and really offend her.
You're like, Sparky,
get down on their knees.
Or you could roll 4 sixes.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Okay, so Katira, you're going to try to look around and find a mark and pickpocket someone, right?
Yep. 36.
Okay. So what type of mark are you looking for?
Well, that general very, very embarrassed. So that's a possibility. Actually, I think that, as he's, getting shuffled off and all embarrassed, and I'm sure that people come to console him and say, "Oh, why you look that New Republic, blah 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 blah." I'm sure that there's plenty of people about him, and if Bota's got an interest, I'd like to support Bota's interests to what extent I can.
In Katira's way of supporting is going to be pickpocketing the guy as he dejectedly and angrily walks back to his room.
I like the idea that he this could just like add fuel to his fire. I mean, if that, or just random screaming person over there, maybe Rusty's date, like.
I mean, you could do whatever.
I just
I'm just like picking through the your motivations. You can do whatever you want. You could pick them.
Actually, somebody in a military uniform would be a good target to get an idea of like what these people carry about on them, especially the military, people, like whether they're actually, like, this guy does not appear to be actual military engaged at all, and get a feel for what. I just gave a lot of power to the Tapani sector and see kind of what raw material is being worked with.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and which are you just going like for the pocket that has like a a wallet, or
yeah,
you're not like trying to pick his steal his medals off his chest, right?
No, I mean, because then I'd have to put those on display later, and it'd be a whole thing.
Yeah, you overheard. They're not very good medals. Okay. Okay, go ahead and roll. Oh, you already did. You got 36?
Yep.
Okay. So I've got a handy dandy what happens when you pick someone's pocket. So go ahead and roll 1d100.
Oh, my. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Right in the middle, 54.
Okay. 54. Okay. So you find a okay. Okay, so this person had a lot of things in their back pocket. So it had there's a comlink, there is a cred stick, there is a fancy engraved comb that this person used to comb not their hair, it is a mustache comb. As well as a little spritzer of cologne.
Excellent.
I mean, that's a lot of things to come out of that pocket, but you're able to easily swipe all of them as he is angry, distracted, inebriated, and stumbling back to his room, thoroughly emasculated.
Wait, does Bota have a beard?
Does Bota have a beard?
Bota, you been growing your beard out?
Bota's always kind of had some facial hair. Like, I remember an old Bota used to have like something growing under his chin, but I don't remember. Yeah, Bota, do you? Oh, he said BRB? He might be gone.
Well, even better. because now he's not even going to know what the comb is that he gets given later.
For the tiniest hair. All right. Okay, so that sort of establishes you all here. So the last thing I'll say is you did get greeted. Well, actually, before I do that, I have to say, Rim, you, Jimmy, and Sparky are all at the whiskey bar.
Nice.
Sparky decides to hold a whiskey himself and pretend to drink it, exploring sort of this newfound appendages.
Silly droid.
Everyone is sort of
humans.
everyone's like leaving the room because of the droid. So there's not much happening here. But is there anything you want to do besides just sit around and get drunk? Or does Rem and Jimmy want to hang out?
So Rem is a little bit surprised everyone didn't come with him because he like wanted to show everyone like the true pinnacle of whiskey. So he's
Rem and Jimmy actually sound like a drink.
Yeah, so he's gonna over-explain to Jimmy to like compensate for no one being there, as he's like getting drunker.
I hope that also he tells it to Sparky as well, just so Sparky is aware.
Sparky seems very interested.
At a certain point, Rem would get so drunk he'd forget Sparky is a droid that doesn't actually drink.
I could see something like Rem being like, "Oh, can you taste the I don't know what would be a good expression." I mean, you guys are the whiskey boys.
The irony is that if you say someone tastes like banana, yeah, it tastes like banana. It just ruins everything.
And I just kind of imagine Sparky then sort of raising his glass. The whiskey just sort of pours down where his little mouth slot is, and he goes, "Yes, banana." All right. So the other thing is you do when you were greeted when you got on this planet. There's people who when you parked your ships addressed you, told you things. As I remember, I think you guys just kind of waltzed in. I mean, Rem kind of is like, yes, I know how to do everything here. I have a permanent quarters here. But I mean, you could call on any of those people, and they're also going to check on all of you, aside from maybe Rem, the next day. So you can request things or request to do other things, or whatever you want to do. There's personal valets here, and everyone has their own room. So no more of this all sleeping on the cargo floor of a former prison transport that you guys all decided to take that one time. So you all have your room, except Jimmy. You probably will bunk with Sparky. They would not give Sparky a room, and let's see. Roll 1d6 to see how Sparky is sort of fitting in.
I actually hope it's high for once. I like the idea of him actually fitting in.
2.
That's same, 2.
Yeah, you're as whenever you decide to head back to your room, you're going to see a bunch of like little pieces of paper that are all complaints about Sparky.
Joey presumably picks up one of them. Throws it aside. Looks at the one. That's the same thing. Throws it aside like, I go back to my room. Sparky, don't worry. You'll find true love eventually. Sparky's like, what is love? You'll find out soon enough.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
Jawa Jimmy plays Night the Roxbury.
I love it.
I wanna know what love is.
I want you to show me.
That'd be really awkward coming from Sparky as an assassin droid to Jimmy.
But in a monotone voice, it would be very threatening.
Yeah, and a monotone voice. I like to think that Jawa Jimmy has tweaked the voice modulator. So at least. Oh my god, can I? Ooh. Jawa Jimmy would want to improve the vocal capabilities because Jawa Jimmy can't sing. And he does desperately want to be a musician. Hence why he put those points into the Omnibox, or at least into the musical instrument, so he can play the flute better and his Omnibox better. But he doesn't have the vocals. He never will. It's the curse of Jawa Jimmy's stature. He'll never have the vocals. But now that Sparky has a new body with now a voice modulator, well, can Jimmy work on his Sparky's voice to change the voice to be proper, or have different choices of options for voices for Sparky, so that way he can fit in and be less of an absolute monster of a assassin droid and be more of like a butler or whoever voice he decides to give Sparky that day or that instance.
You can let me think about this. You can definitely modulate the pitch of his voice. I don't think that would be hard to do. But I think it'd be hard to give him a completely different pattern of speech without like installing something.
All right, this is now on Jimmy's list. Things to do for Sparky.
Yeah. We should track it after the mission. Put it to the list. Okay. All right. So. Okay. The next day, aside from Jawa Jimmy getting a bunch of notes complaining about Sparky, and then the valet the next day just asks if you can leave your droid in the room if possible, in sort of the politest, meekest way we can, without being offensive. Everyone gets invited. Gets an invitation for later in the day to go on a cruise around, to go to the personal docks here, the personal harbor on the Mecetti compound, and take a cruise around. You can choose to accept this or not. Or you can do something totally different on this next day.
I mean, Rem accepts.
I want to. Could I roll a cultures to see if it's polite to accept, or if it's like a polite to decline?
Yep, roll cultures.
I got no idea.
Wait, Rem would know this though, if he should accept or decline.
Yeah. So Katira and Rem, it seems very informal. The note isn't. It looks like it is handwritten, which usually means by somebody else, like one of their people on staff of whomever extends the invitation. It doesn't seem like it is on behalf of a house. It just sort of seems like it's a casual boat ride, sort of around the area. So it doesn't seem like it's an official thing or something that you'd be dinged if you didn't want to go.
Okay.
Rem, this is totally a trap.
Rem's going.
Rusty, you bringing your new girlfriend?
Rusty asks Choti if it's worth going on.
Says yes if we can go together.
All right, let's go.
All right. What about everyone else? Do you want to go, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, I would go.
Sure.
Just
We'll get on there.
Just to make it look like I still was trying to put on the ruse.
I will go, and as we're boarding the boat, I want to pull Bota aside and say, "Hey, I got you this," and she hands him some cologne. And Bota, you been growing out a beard at all?
That's probably the only thing that he can grow. I think he's bald now.
Oh, right. So, and she'll give him this fancy little mustache comb. Your friend from last night, he seemed to favor these things. So maybe they're high Tapani stuff. Make yourself fit in, look good.
Right.
And
what's the cologne smell like?
I don't know. I don't wear cologne.
Roll a d6.
Mess with my pheromones.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, is it some type of pheromone?
Could be. I mean, you would have to, mess around with it.
Mess around, huh? I got a
Mess
1,
around,
so
find out.
hopefully it's horrible.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
I'll be right back.
Okay. You try putting it on, and it's a little chunky. Like it doesn't just spray. It comes out and there's like some chunks. And
little bits of panther.
It really stings your nostrils, Katira. Smells like pure gasoline.
Worse than the time the raccoon got in the coffee machine.
As you start putting it on, everyone else starts turning and looking at you. Everyone can smell it now, and it smells horrible.
The smell of desire, my lady.
Zuda just casually adjusts the artificial olfactory sensor on his face off.
Casually.
I like to imagine you just like pull off a nose piece.
Okay, so as you approach the boat, there's a couple of droids. This is so the way that this kind of boat works in Star Wars, think of it like a boat almost halfway or mostly off the water, and maybe it has an overly long rudder that they use to steer, and that is overly long and goes in the water itself, whereas the rest of the boat sort of hovers above it.
Oh, it's like a hydrofoil.
Yeah. And the pilot of the boat is Belle from the other night. She says, "I'm glad you all accepted the invitation, except for this guy. I think we might need to tie him up and drag him behind the boat because he smells so bad."
Wow. I don't think Bota would have put it on. I'm pretty sure I would have just like sprayed it in the air.
Well, it's liquid with chunks in it, so I don't know. I assume you were like emptying it on, like maybe on the inside of your wrist or something. She says maybe the salt air will help, but you kind of sit in the back, please.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So she says, all right, what I'm going to do is we'll take a cruise around. This is, we've stocked the ship. Everything sort of looks like we're going on a cruise around the compound itself. My history with Rim sort of provides a good cover story, but I'm going to take you to where the Overlord Sector's ball is, just to sort of give you a preview of what to expect.
So, not going on a cruise.
Well, we're going to sail around for a little bit. But I'm taking you there first, so you will know actually what this place looks like and can scout it. Oh, and hi, Jotai. They know each other.
Everyone's just so friendly.
Okay, so what she's really doing, nobody, even if you decide to roll, con or persuasion, her demeanor is still pretty friendly, and she is, basically here she's trying to give you, if you want to scout this area, do anything ahead of time, she says, kind of winkingly. She doesn't seem to be pushing you in any direction to do anything, but it seems more like, if you were just going to take a look at it early. Basically, where she takes you around the waters around the Mecetti compound. It's got that eternal twilight here, so the moons are reflecting off the waters. There's a lot of sort of jagged little islands that are sticking out everywhere. Sort of that rough rock cropping that is the island that the Mecetti compound is in. And, you go for a little sightseeing. It's nice. Rim, there are drinks on board. And she ends up, you see it in the distance, ends up heading towards this rocky island, and on top is a geodesic dome, and it's huge. It'd be like the size of professional, it'd be like the size of like a ballpark or a professional football team stadium, but covered in a geodesic dome. There is a natural, well, not natural, but there is a stream that goes through it, and the stream is big enough for this boat to very slowly navigate through it. So as you come in, you see this is, over here, this is actually huge. This is huge as well. She gives everyone sort of maps and just sort of gives people a chance to explore or do things here if you'd like to. You don't have to do anything at all, but she's just giving you this opportunity.
I'm gonna ask about why there's so much automated defense emplacements around here.
Well, you can never be.
Is this a target?
It shouldn't be, but you can never be too prepared. When you have this many of the upper crust, it could make you a target.
Are these emplacements in the desert outside?
They're on the outside.
Got it. Okay.
You're referring to all the 13s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, to be fair, there are automated, blasters that would protect the compound as well. The Mecetti house compound. I think the difference here also is you'll have a lot of people from other houses here. So I think it almost becomes like this, like their responsibility to take care of everyone.
So, any houses here gonna have a major problem with this whole thing going down with Grant?
Yeah, she says I imagine so. Be interesting to see. Let's see. It'd be interesting to see House Pelagia's response. They've already sort of put out a statement, condemning the way that they viewed Fondor as being treated.
You mean being protected? Absolutely. I mean, just, they don't get what they want, so they're going to throw a fit. That's what it sounds like.
Well, it'll be interesting to see House Cadrian, who will be here as well.
Rem, what are we going to look for? Zuda, you want to check this place for, explosives and stuff?
I mean, I could, but honestly, I wouldn't be, crying too much if any of these guys happen to blow up. But I'll secure a little corner if you want to stand. If you stand by me, you'll be standing in the safe zone. How about that?
Fair, fair. I'm just, I mean, this is like the perfect event to like try to assassinate someone as well as, for him to ascend or whatever, He's claiming that he's supporting the New Republic. I mean, I don't see what they've got a problem with, but it'd be the perfect time for them to try to kill him. Wouldn't look good on us if that happened. That's for sure. We'd be the only non-Tapani around. I'm pretty sure we'd get killed. We'd get lynched. Just giant mob right at us.
Damn.
But if I start poking around and actually find one of these, I'm not going to disarm it because as soon as I do that, I'm going to be the first one accused of planting it.
What the cyborg Rhodian, who is
the cyborg Rhodian demolitions expert? Yeah. And who else could it be?
So you think that you would avoid suspicion if you let it blow up?
Fine. But if I find one, you go ahead and disarm it. Okay? I'll tell you how to do it.
That will be a thing. Maybe we report it to them. Maybe that's the way, right? Like, hey, we found this and we can disarm it, or you can disarm it, but we're just sweeping for security. Something along those lines.
I will figure out if it happens.
Yep. Man, I wish I had a house
probably
kind of
roll.
like.
All right, you're gonna roll. Let's see. An investigation to sort of sweep the area.
Yeah.
I mean, you would also
Jimmy, I
probably
feel like-
know the best spots to put bombs too. So
I think that would count as scholar explosives, wouldn't it?
yeah, you could do that. That would tell you. That would determine how well you'd know where they'd be. Okay, so 23. You would assume that hey, someone would probably want to either blow up this hallway so people couldn't go in or out, or they'd put something underneath the concourse itself.
Yeah, so I guess I would need to try to figure out how to access the maintenance tunnels.
Bell says everything should be unlocked.
Great.
Wait, can I roll a con to see if I trust this woman?
Yeah.
It occurred to me she could be, making us look like, nice people, or like, oh, how come these people showed up at the party? I just looked it up. I just looked at the number.
Yeah, so James, you suppose you could I know they gave us the tourist map here, but you suppose you could get into the system and get me a full technical readout of the maps, because I'm going to be down in the rat tunnels trying to find a bomb, or sniffing for a bomb.
Sure. Yeah, we can go slice into something. Let me go be discreet, like, that Sparky's not here.
Rusty, maybe your girlfriend knows the best places for, the high nobles to hide out and have a good time.
Yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as I'm done planting my bombs.
I just imagine Rusty and her making out in the back of the boat this whole time.
We're your friends. Doesn't matter, baby.
Keep tickling those tusks.
The words I did not expect to hear tonight. I think it was just that.
All right, so Jimmy.
All right.
Everything's unlocked, so you can go. You can go right up to a terminal and
Sure.
start accessing the info. Just roll your slicing.
29.
Yeah, not bad. So you get this full map, and you also get, the tunnels below. Whether that's access tunnels or, sewer tunnels. You do have all that information, and you could get that to Zuda. So you'll have all that. Zuda will have all that information.
Oh, I was going to ask. Zuda's a cyborg, right? So would he have the ability for me to send him information remotely?
No neural enhancements.
Oh, no. Okay, just was curious. All right, then I'll just calm him and give him information on a data pad. To come over. Here's the information you need.
Appreciate it.
There you go. In the meantime, while I'm there, does Jawa Jimmy notice anything suspicious in the logs at all of this particular cruise ship, or anything abnormal from the existing logs?
On this, this event grounds? Yeah, the one thing you notice that is suspicious is that all the guards and all the workers were ordered to clear out around this time.
I never relayed that to student Zorbo, like, hey, also,
I mean,
there aren't many guards here.
It has been quiet.
Snap, boys.
Can Jawa Jimmy tap into the security system?
Shouldn't have got on the boat.
Can Jawa Jimmy tap the security system to see what else may be going on? While
Yeah.
accessing the walls?
Jimmy, can you also make sure all those laser defenses are online as opposed to disabled?
And friendly to us? You got it.
Friendly to us part really important.
Yeah,
Before you
the
turn
friendly
them
to
on.
us is the most important part.
So they are So let's see. So they're automated, but you can take manual control over them, and they are shut off, but it's not. That doesn't seem suspicious. It seems
So they're on standby mode.
They're on standby. Yeah, you could power them up and use them if you wanted, but it's
Gotcha.
yeah, it doesn't seem suspicious because they do draw a lot of power. You don't have them on all the time, especially if you don't have people manning it all the time.
I think the first place I'm going to start running to is like main power to make sure that isn't sabotaged.
Okay.
Guys, Cal said that Pelagia is the good guys, and we're supporting right now kind of Mecetti, and they're obviously the real good guys. But if the good guys are in support of Cal, unless he really wants to be the Emperor, then I suspect that, everything will be fine and we can just go to the party later. On a 22, does she seem on the level?
I mean, she doesn't seem like she's lying to you specifically, but it does seem weird that she brought you here.
Yeah. Why did you bring us here?
I just wanted to give you all a chance to see, see this place before the gala started.
Yeah, that places us here.
Isn't it cool?
Says, why does anybody go anywhere? Why do we do anything? I'm just bringing you here so you could see it before the big gala.
It's like that one scene from Invader Zim where he goes to Mars. The holo recording is like, we worked ourselves into an extinction, converting our planet into a navigable space vessel. Why? Because it was cool.
So she doesn't give a great answer, but
I regret this trip.
Wasn't she the same individual that told us that we had to basically leave right when we got here?
Yep.
So, what does Rem know about her? We need to pump him for some information.
Could I take some glitter stim?
Yeah. Sure. You just casually bring your drugs with you everywhere?
I mean, I thought I had it on my belt. Maybe not. I don't know. You wanted me to roll to see if she brought it with her?
No,
That's fair.
She opens up her belt buckle.
It's fine. I'm just more concerned for Katira's health.
She does have a she's got a chronometer with a little hidden compartment in it. I figure that's where I'd store it. That maybe, and like those vials of like other stuff. I feel like they wouldn't fit in a watch, but a little.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and take it.
All right. Let's see. This is. I gotta find the D6 on this. This lets me. I get receptive telepathy force power, but I use perception for the difficulty.
Right.
last time I tried this, like actually using it usefully, I just gave a long speech about the history of a planet before Darth Null showed up.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your perception to do receptive telepathy.
It's not terrible. 23.
Okay.
So very easy to friendly, non-resisting.
Yep.
A resisting target makes a perception or control to determine the difficulty.
Nope, she doesn't.
Modified by proximity.
She doesn't think any of you are force sensitive, and why would she? She's read your dossier, all of your dossiers, and nothing seems to indicate that. You can hear her thoughts saying, "Come on, just set bombs. What are you doing?"
Oh. What house is she from? Rem. Well, I guess I can't really ask right then. She thinks we're here to assassinate the man. Hey, maybe can we pretend to do something? I think that she wants us to kill Grant.
What are you asking me here? Do you want me to set off a pretend bomb?
No, I want you to pretend to set a real bomb. Just, like not actually set a bomb, like not even leave a bomb around anywhere that someone else could accidentally set off. Just pretend that that's what we're doing.
And how exactly do you want me to explain this particular practical joke to the local authorities?
They're not here, but if we can convince her that we did something, then maybe we can flush out whoever's trying to use us, or hoping that we'll do it. Does Look, I thought we were finally getting in good somewhere, not sleeping on the floors of ships and in caves and. I had a feather bed last
about
night.
time you accept that we're just not that kind of people.
Look, can we flush them out? Maybe set something that looks like a bomb, but it's really a surveillance device? We got something like that?
I'll see what I can do. I can do a bunch of smoke or something.
Ooh, smoke's good.
Do
Smoke's great.
Lasers in like
makes the party.
A technotronic song.
Here too.
Okay, so is Zuda gonna do that? Is Zuda gonna set a smoke bomb or a fake bomb?
Maybe he could do something like something that's just gonna shoot a bunch of gas through the vents and everything. And maybe
you do have that you do have that special cologne.
Have any more of that green gas left over that made me pass out last time?
Yeah, sure. Let me smoke bombs and little firecracker kind of things.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your demolitions. Oh yeah, you have to make this now. You have to craft the bomb itself. Okay, for 23, you can create a smoke bomb. I mean, you could do a lot of things. You could, yeah, if you just want to do like a smoke bomb with some fireworks, yeah, that is pretty easy.
Yeah, and have it go off by the stage and like stand by the power and the lights and just turn it off at the right time.
Yep, I'll say that you can do either. You can do smoke, you can do explosions, and or you can turn off the lights.
Oh, I didn't think about like triggering the lights with the explosive. I just meant like when I set off the explosive, I'll be standing by the light switch to turn it off at the same time.
Oh, okay. And that's how you're gonna trigger it with the light switch?
Sure. So it looks like the power was bombed. The generator was exploded. The thing that I was actually coming down here to look for, which I should probably check.
Okay. If you want to examine the generator, go for it. Okay, so you find looks like there was a little area down there that mechanics used to hang out. Maybe one or two would just hang out down there, eat sandwiches, hide from doing actual work. There's a bunch of like food wrappers, and someone scrawled a little like song lyrics and poems on the side of the generator. But aside from it being aside from that, there's nothing wrong with the generator that you can tell.
Okay, well, I'll be crafting the explosive in here then.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything?
I want to know why Rem is so quiet.
Hungover.
I didn't realize I was muted. I'd like to like sneak away with Bella and see if I can get her to like spill the beans on what she's thinking and why she's so concerned.
All right. So if you pull her away, she agrees, and then before you can say anything, she says, "So why did you come back?"
Well, I came back for you, Cher.
So I don't believe that for a second. Nice try, though.
Alright, I came back for the whiskey.
That sounds more like you. She says things have really changed since you've been gone. Not because you've been gone, but since you've been gone, things have changed here. With Grant, people acting like Grant is the second coming.
Since you've been gone,
It's been things feel like we're reverting back to how it was under the Empire, and it feels like it's happened overnight.
Well, even with the new ships, we don't have the power to take on the New Republic. And I don't think anybody really wants a war.
Says, yeah, I hope not.
So what are we really doing here?
Well, my file said that you're running with a pretty group of wild cards. I was bringing them here to sort of see what they would do. Doesn't look like they're interested in scoping out, how the 0G dance machine works. But, I want to see what they would do. It doesn't sound like she's telling the whole truth, but...
I'm very curious to see what happens when they end up in the 0G dance machine without having tried it before. Could be a pretty funny sight.
Roll your
I one comms. I'm like, wait, they have the 0G dancing scene here?
Rim, go ahead and roll your.
I'm down here doing work.
Roll your persuasion. All right, 15. So she laughs and says, "It couldn't have been any worse than our first time."
Since I don't know that time, but I want to say something like anecdotal about that.
Okay, to be funny or.
Yeah, be funny and charming.
All right. She laughs a little bit and says, back then it always seemed like, it felt like the Empire was about to fall. There was going to be a whole new galaxy in front of us, and we kind of had the rest of our lives to look forward to. Anyways, it's getting late. Let's see if your friends are ready to go, and we can head back.
All
right. All right. So that is the end of the first full day on Obulette. So let's pause it there. We have a couple more days left before the triumph ceremony happens, and then that'll lead immediately into the Overlord Oversector. I can't even remember it.
Overlord Sector Ball?
Yeah, the Overlord Sector Ball. Katira, one last thing before we call it. Did you want to use your glitter stim on anything else before it would wear off?
I mean, yeah, if Rusty's on the boat, go to check everybody out. See if she's actually interested in the polish. It's just for reading minds, right? I figure I know Rusty well enough. Hope I know Rusty well enough. I'm pretty sure that he'd be taken by her. I mean, he liked Lulu all that time. She seemed like a total skank.
If you read Jotai's, if you hear Jotai, she is, in her mind is the wedding ceremony song. The wedding procession march. That's what she's thinking in her head.
Like Canon and D or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm really happy for you, Rusty. I don't say that to Rusty, but I just say it to myself.
Why wouldn't you say it to Rusty?
I mean, he's probably, snogging in the back.
Gotta keep that to myself.
I'll tell him later, Also, it's far too personal. I'll try to keep people at arm's distance. If those kids, gotta make them think I like them. Wonder if I could get them into this thing. Shattered Hand Clan, get a start.
All right. Well, we'll pause it here. And I think the only thing is, leading up, we could go through everything pretty quick and then begin the triumph and the ball. We could take it a little bit slower. It all depends on if you guys want to do more things during this time. So just sort of think about what your character would want to do. You are in this place where you can kind of do whatever you want. So you're so well respected that you probably you can get away with a lot of things without having to answer to people. So
on some favors.
Yeah. So and then the ball will happen. So it is expected, to have a date. So you don't have to, but I guess it wouldn't look as bad for someone like Jimmy, because they don't really get what Jimmy is all about. But they would probably judge Rem for showing up by himself. And they probably
just as the glitter sims fades, Katira thinks, "Oh, I should have read Rem's mind." It's his girlfriend that brought us here. He might be completely the opposite of what I thought he was this whole time. Oh, due to my...
I feel like Rem's mind's like drink.
Scotch. Scotch in my belly. Down it goes.
Yeah, Rem is kind of just he's kind of, his mind is always kind of foggy, so he's kind of showing up. He like pops in like out of blacking out occasionally, and then it's just like, what am I doing in this situation? Tries to gather as much info and make an informed decision.
The king of brownouts.
Yep.
All right. So I'll let's pause here. So think about what you might want your character to do over the next couple of days leading up to the ball. I'm going to send out a cheat sheet that I put together on the Tapani noble houses, alongside some of the leaders. So I'll send that out as well. So if you wanted to read about that and just get a understanding of some of the culture here, you'll get more of the references and alignments when this happens, because in the triumph and in the ball itself, you're going to have representatives from all the different houses there, and who knows, you might see some of your old friends from Fondor. Okay, so I think that puts RPG on the 30th, going back to Thursdays. Does that work for everyone? Yep.
I think that works for me. I might be in the mountains, so we'll see on that, but I'll try to make it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that should be fine.
But you're the one who I departed all the whiskey knowledge to.
It tastes like bananas. It is seriously one of the tropes of drinking whiskey when someone says that, and it's like, oh, you just screwed everyone else's palate up. It's all they will think about is bananas.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna take off.
Cool.
Alright, have a good one.
Have a good one. Enjoy the time with the brother.
Yeah, we'll do.
Hey guys.